again. It's me, Blig Blogathon here at NPR, reading my wonderful biography set to be live by my publishers very soon. Last time you all tuned in, you were here for the reading of Chapter 1, and today I'm going to be reading you all Chapter 2. This time, instead of little letters, they gave me, these little bowl of nuts, and they're so good, and they're, really good to crunch through. I just love the texture so much. But my throat's a little dry because the nuts were all salted, and I was a little thirsty, but they said, I couldn't have water this time. There was a little accident last time. It just it was so wet everywhere and people were mad and everything but whatever. I'm gonna read part 2 of Anna's story, Anna the Master Pepperoni, a tale of triumph, love, and revival. Okay, let me get to the page. Okay, then. Chapter 2. A specifically appropriate amount of time passed by enabling islands, cultures, and people to change and become born into this little floating world. One such person was a little girl named Anna, who lived on another forgetful prairie island somewhere. It wasn't as depressing as Ralta or as forgetful as Ohio. No. Anna's island was like any other typical prairie island that ticked all the boxes of what we all know today as an island with people who have true grit and character, who are rustic yet charming, and who are alienated from the government but happy in their way of life. Yes, it was that kind of island. It was dubbed Typicland. Anna knew her life was in a bit of a pickle because she didn't want to be that type of girl her parents wanted her to be. She didn't want to be the same old, lame old, down-to-earth farmer with a humble, simple life that probably would be okay and nice. No. How could her parents be such simpletons when everyone knew that Ohio was the place to be for pepperoni and cheese? However, Anna just wanted to make her parents proud. She wanted to show them that real opportunity was out there. All she had to do was do the things she wanted to do and achieve her dreams. She might not want to be a farmer, but she would still be around food. That's not much different, right? Anna went over this dialogue repeatedly, eventually mentally mulling it over while at school. During lunch, when all the kids sat by the hay bales, she asked her best friends for advice on how to breach this subject. They said, they're chill, just tell them. Relief escaped Anna's lips like a floodgate of wind. She looked up at her best friends, eyes wide and sparkling. Thanks, she sang, and bowed towards her simple, quaint kind of tone. Her heart thumped with hope and friendship as she knocked on the door with her well-worn lilac fingerless woolen gloves her mother knitted for her. The door creaked open as Anna's mother made the entrance to the house more accessible. Boy, did they look so much alike. Messy yet tidy hair and a color that was mousy brown or dirty blonde or something of the like. Their faces dotted with dainty freckles, cheeks filled with a color, and hazel blue-brown irises. Both were of a height and dainty, but not waifish. They hugged in their adorable yet worn handmade clothing. Anna whispered, "Mom, there's something I have to tell you." Young, impressionable Anna could smell the faint scent of cinnamon and pine from her mother's scarf. She buried her face in her mother's shoulder, afraid of what she had to reveal. The scent of pine and cinnamon was the only solace staving off the tumultuous fear rising within Anna's core. Her ever-understanding parent looked down at her daughter, gently placed her hands on her daughter's shoulders, and said, "Sweetheart, tell me what ails you." Anna took a courageous breath, looked up at her mother's kind face, and whispered, "Mom, I don't want to farm. I want to work at a factory." Anna then burst into tears, knowing that she finally let her secret out. Anna's mother, Bandana, smiled and gave her daughter a gentle hug. "I know, honey. I've known for a while that you are destined for different things, and that is okay. Your father knows as well. I'll always love you, you know that. We love you no matter what you choose to do because of our strong familial bond." The sun had set that day on Anna's house, blanking the family in a warm understanding. Time passed as Anna grew up in a moment that made sense for the story to progress and not seem odd. Loose ends were tied up, and there were ups and downs that Anna had with her parents, but everything was generally fine. Anna's friends supported her decisions, and Anna supported theirs too. There was a moment there where Anna's pet hamster died of consumption. The house was filled with dismal grief and lasted for some odd hours, and then everyone moved on by sending prayers for Alexander Hamperson, the fifth soul. And then suddenly it became time for Anna to move to Ave, Ohio to find Sandy's Pepperoni and Cheese Factory. She grabbed her polka dot rucksack and headed towards adventure. Within time, she rounded the plains as winds, suddenly no longer a passing fart, but an immortal vapor, a shining metropolis boasting wild advertisements of pepperoni and cheese. Anna knew she arrived at the right place at the right time. She would conquer this brave new world, and she would do it in style. "Look out, Ave, Ohio, here I come," said Anna as she put up her hair in a wild but cute ponytail and proceeded to jump off the airship onto the famous cobblestone streets below. It was a glorious Yurchenko double pike. With that, Anna traveled. I can read. With that, Anna arrived at the factory and walked through the door. People in Ave, Ohio didn't believe in glass. It was fickle and unnecessary. Anna took a few small yet determined steps forward into the pink and orange foyer. That's when her eyes locked onto the powerful, impeccable woman standing before her. The woman wore a deconstructed apron depicting blown-up yet tasteful pixelated images of pepperoni and cheese on top of a dress. The woman looked Anna up and down with her sunglasses and smiled with her perfect red lips. Arms raised, the woman shouted, "Welcome to my impeccable pepperoni and cheese emporium." Anna knew she was in the presence of a business powerhouse, and she was ready to take on the world. The mysterious woman swiped her sunglasses off, revealing her face, and stated, "My name is Sandy Sand. What is your name?" Sandy stood facing the young woman and stretched out her hand. Anna beamed and said, "Name's Anna Blinds, but just call me Anna." She took Sandy's hand and shook it. As they shook hands powerfully, Sandy could see the aura of a soon-to-be master radiating off Anna's body. A master of cheese or pepperoni? Sandy couldn't tell. Her divination powers couldn't make a clear distinction at this moment. However, Sandy knew this Anna would be a master of one of the two things that she sold in her factory. Sandy slid her sunglasses back on and led Anna to one of her many impeccable conference rooms. Anna was filled with a newfound energy radiating through her bloodstream. Her body and conscience tuned into the powerful environment around her. This place was her chance to engage and embrace the genius based within her soul that she had been hiding away for years. Anna's master of mastery skill bellowed deep within her subconscious. A battle was brewing. Anna forced down her excitement with a gulp. Sandy noticed and said, "I can sense a deep power within you. Don't fear it." Sandy led Anna down a hallway and through a door to a conference room. She then took Anna to one end of a very standard conference table you could find in literally any office setting. However, there was something off about this table, and it wasn't the fact that it was missing chairs. No. Instead, there were two plates concealed by cloches at the other end of the table. Anna sensed that something was off here, but she couldn't quite put a finger on it. However, she noticed that the master of mastery skill was vibrating within her, and she fought to keep it stable. Something was going on. Sandy calmly waltzed over to the concealed dishes at the other end of the table. She stared down Anna and said, "This is where I need you to unleash the beast. This is where we'll discover what water you turn into wine." In a flash, Sandy whipped the cloches off, which flew across the floor, crashing into the walls, causing sudden irreparable damage. Her actions revealing a subpar block of cheddar cheese shining atop one plate, and a mediocre link of red dye pepperonis sitting on the other plate. Anna's world went dark. Suddenly, Anna let out a primal scream, followed by a wild bellowing howl. The inner chamber gates of subconscious will and fortitude broke free around her master of mastery skill. Her aura was wild, untamed, and free. Wind was whipping around Anna. Her hair was rising, muscles bulging. Her center of gravity was changing the force of nature in the room. Sandy yelled, Master Anna, choose. Choose your foes of power. Choose. Anna leapt across the medium-sized table with the ferocious speed of a terrible common animal, teeth gnashing, arms thrashing. She peered down that block of cheddar, snatched it, and ripped it in twain betwixt her teeth. Pieces of cheddar flew across the room, its carnage peppering Sandy's face and the office floor in orange. I can read, trust me, shut up. Anna took the remainder and chucked it out the windowless building, where it flew into the vastness of God knows where. Next, Anna thrust her normal-sized hand towards the pepperoni link, leering at it like a judgmental feline, sniffed it and said, This shall be my life's work. This I shall improve upon and muster until the day I meet my ultimate demise. Her voice rumbled throughout the room. Her master of mastery skill was pleased by her decision. It calmed inside her. She became one with herself, stronger than before, more sure, more steady, more courageous. The dust settled. Both women knew that Anna would be the first ever master of pepperoni, and her skills in preparation of this cured meat would take all of God's earth and of Ohio into the next generation of prepared meats. Dairy be damned. All of their hopes and dreams would be placed on block for pepperoni. Thank you again for tuning in for my reading of Chapter 2. It wasn't as perfect as I wanted it to be, but I mean, that's live entertainment, right? I'm sorry, they're telling me that I went too long. No. Yes, I'll get out of here soon. Yes, I understand. Hey, those are my nuts. I'll fucking eat those nuts. Just give me the ball, and I'll get the fuck out of here. Okay. All right. Just remember that my book is going to be published really soon. Get the fuck away from my nuts.